Okay, well, it's time to move on to math. Go ahead and get out your math file for today. I'm going to give each table a piece of paper. Plain copy paper. Alright. So just leave that on for a second. We won't need it for a few more activities. So today we're going to talk about polygons. Does anyone know, has anyone ever heard that word before? Okay. So, turn to the next page in your math file, and let's make our KWL. Write polygon at the top of it. And today's date is 12-5. Alright, so what do you guys know about polygons? Okay, we know that it's got to do with a shape, right? Doing math, but I don't know. Alright. It makes me excited when this is all you guys know. Because then we'll feel like geniuses at the end when we learn all this cool stuff. Alright, so then what do we want to know? Is it all shapes? Okay. It's big, does the size matter? Number of sides, that's a good one. Anyone else have an idea? If you have more ideas, you can go ahead and write them down. This is just for you. If you want to write down anything else that you want to know that we didn't say, or anything else that you already knew that we didn't say, that's good. Go ahead and do that. Once you do that, go ahead and put this paper to the corner of your desk. We'll come back to it at the end, like we always do, to fill in our L, but right now we're going to go ahead and move on. So polygon is kind of a weird word if you haven't ever heard it before. Some of you didn't raise your hand. So let me do this. I'm going to draw just shapes so you guys know up here. So, you guys know what this is. What is the shape? A square. What is the shape? A heart. And this is a circle. Triangle. Trapezoid, right? What's the next? Alright, pretty simple. We know all those. What's different between these shapes and these shapes? Okay, this one they all have straight lines, right? This one's curved, and this one's curved, and that one's, we don't even know what's going on. These have corners. These don't. No corners. Okay. So now I've drawn those. I want to let you guys know, these sides right here are the polygons. That just means that they are a shape with straight sides, corners, and they meet at all the angles. So if I drew this right here, is that a polygon? No, because it doesn't meet right here. It has to be enclosed shape, alright? Alright, so we're going to do a fun activity. This is where you guys will need that printer paper that I gave you. So go ahead and put all your group members' names on it in the top corner and write the date. And then I'm going to have you guys, I'm going to give each group a color of popsicle sticks, alright? And you are going to take your popsicle sticks. They can be as big as the whole group of this. I don't care. But you're going to make polygons, so would this be considered a polygon? No. With this? Yeah. So you guys are going to do it. If you make a triangle, then I want you to draw on your piece of paper maybe a smaller version of what you just made. So of all the shapes that you made, alright? Once you make those shapes, I want you to figure out the number of sides that it has and write it inside. So on the square, you would write 4. On a triangle, you would write 3. On this trapezoid, you would write 4. Alright? So make as many shapes as you can. I'm going to give you 1 minute to do this with your group. It's not a competition, just kind of get your imagination going. So this group, you can have red. Group 2, you can have orange. 3 yellow. 4 green, and 5 blue. Alright. So go ahead and start. Interesting, you guys are making some really good shapes. Good. Yeah. Good. Some of you are using the whole desk space. I like that. You're making them way bigger. Using more popsicle sticks. It's good. It's good. You guys have about 15 more seconds. Alright, go ahead and stop what you're doing. Those are awesome. Good job. So now let's talk about these shapes that we made. They all were straight, right? Because we used popsicle sticks, so they had straight sides anyway. And as long as you made them meet somewhere, they were a polygon. Alright, because it's hard to curve these. So they had straight lines, they had angles, and if they met somewhere, they were all polygons. So did any of you have shapes with 3? I'm sure that all of you make a triangle. What about 4? Can all of you make a square or some of you might have made a trapezoid. Alright, 5. Alright, no one know what that's called? Oh, that's a pentagon. About 6. Alright, that is a hexagon. You had 7. I'm not gonna write all these. If you had 7, that's called a heptagon. 8 is an octagon. 9 is a nonagon. And 10 is a decagon. So there were all different types that you could make, alright? Is there something you notice about this word and this word that goes along with the word polygon? Yeah, they both have this little thing called on right here. And the only thing that suffix on means is that it's a shape with straight lines and angles. Alright, so all polygons have, or most polygons have that as their name. Alright, so now what we're going to do is, I want you guys to try to memorize these really fast. I said 7 was a heptagon. Start with heptagon. 8 is an octagon. 9 is a nonagon. And 10 is a decagon. So those of you that can remember that, that's fine. We're going to talk about shapes like that more later, so that's not really a concern today. But now I'm going to pass out a worksheet to everyone. This one's an individual activity. And I need everyone to get out a red and a purple colored pencil. Red and purple. Alright. Alright, let me do an example up here for you guys. Just jump into it so you know what we're doing. Alright, so if I have this shape on my paper, let me make sure it's not what I already have. So if I had a circle, let's do something as one of my shapes, and I had let's just say a square. That's what the two is. If I had a circle and a square, my circle I'm going to color with my circle I'm going to color my purple color pencil, because it is not a polygon. So we do purple for not. And my square, when we have one that's red, we're going to color, or we'll have one that's a polygon, we're going to color them with red. I expect you guys are color better than that. But, so go ahead and look at your paper. If it is not a polygon, I want you to color it purple. If it is, I want you to color it red. And those of you that were trying to memorize those words I have here, if you know what the polygon is called, I want you to go ahead and write the name of it. So if it was a square, or if it was an octagon, or any of those things, I want you to go ahead and try to memorize that and write the name of it. So go ahead and start working on that now. This is not a perfect. Even if you're not sure of those names, even when you finish, I want you to go ahead and try to name them. Just try your best. It's not going to count against you or anything. Alright, good. Alright, sweet. You guys are doing so good at this. So now we're going to finish up that KWL chart we made. Now we're going to finish up that KWL chart we made. So for our K, what did we know when we started? We knew their shapes, and it was math. Did we figure out both of those were true? Yes. We should do that. We wanted to know, did we figure out if it was all shapes? No, it's not all shapes, is it? What about how big it was? Does that matter? No. There's small polygons and big polygons. And what about certain number of sides? There are polygons with all different numbers of sides. Alright, so because of that, what did we learn? We learned that they have straight sides, angles, they all have angles. What was the one thing about the square that was like this? You all remember that? Right, they were enclosed, they all were enclosed shapes. They connected. What else should we learn? We learned that it's not all shapes, right? There's all different numbers of sides. What else did you guys learn about the numbers of sides? Lots of different names, right? We learned all the names for polygons. There's more, but we learned the names for polygons. So we just knew two things to start with, and this one really doesn't count because that is what subject this is right now. So if we just knew it was going to be math. So all you guys knew we started doing was that it was a shape. Alright, and so now what do we know? We know that it's straight sides, angles, it's enclosed, we know the names of different polygons. So you guys really rocked it, and you learned a lot today about polygons. So I want you guys to go ahead and finish up your KWL chart. If you had something that you wanted to know before that you wanted to write in, that's fine. If you have something you learned that we didn't say, you go ahead and write that. Some of you guys might have different things you learned today that you didn't know before. Alright, so I want you to close your math spiral with your KWL chart in it and put it up, and then one person from each group pick up the popsicle sticks, and one person from each group turn in all the papers to the desk.